Where does a child go when they can no longer stay in their own home? When the only place they've ever known has been found to be unsafe, or their caretakers are no longer in a situation where they can meet their basic needs. Where do they go? The U.S. foster care system services over 600,000 children each year. Where do they go? Many will be relocated to a home as a short-term foster care placement. In 2023, there were over 186,000 foster households in the United States. And while many of those homes may actually be accepting multiple children, you can clearly see that there is a gap in the amount of quality care options for these kiddos by no fault of their own. So in a country of 125 million households, what is keeping people from standing in the gap for a child who is going through the trauma of losing the only home they've ever known and the people they love? So many people go through each day thinking, I wouldn't be a good fit for foster care. And they might be right. I am not going to suggest that everyone should be a foster parent or that the process is easy. Foster parents willingly step into imperfect situations, dealing with imperfect people, and engage in a process that often leads to imperfect outcomes. Imperfect is the nice way to put it. By definition, a child coming into foster care is coming not from an imperfect situation, but they are leaving an environment that may have been neglectful, abusive, unsafe, unclean, or all of the above. You might think that a child leaving that environment and coming to a new situation is going to recognize that this new place that they find themselves is so much better than where they were before. And they will respond with appreciation, gratitude, a caring, loving demeanor, thoughtfulness, obedience. You would be wrong. That's not how it works. Being a foster parent is about managing unmet expectations. Each time a child's basic need for a predictable, stable outcome is not met, the anxiety within them will increase. As you will see in this example, this analogy perfectly demonstrates how a child coming into foster care may be coping with that situation. Take a look.
Where does the square go?
In the square.
That's right, it goes in the square hole.
Yes.
Where does the rectangle go?
In the square.
That goes in there too. Where does the thin rectangle go?
In the thin rectangle.
That's right, it goes in the square hole.
What?
Where does the circle go?
In the circle hole.
That's right, it goes in the square hole. Where would the semicircle go?
In the semicircle.
That's right, it goes in the square hole. Where does the triangle go?
In the triangle hole.
That's right, it goes in the square hole. And where does the arch go?
In the arch hole.
That's right, it goes in the square hole.
As a foster parent, a child coming into your home has most likely dealt with a lifetime of unmet expectations. But what you don't realize is that those expectations did not stop once they came into your home. Each foster child is met by a caseworker, and they might think to themselves, this person will never let anything bad happen to me again. Or they might come to your home and look around and say, I will never leave this place. But more than likely, they're just looking around thinking, this is not what I was expecting. Even the kindest, most gentlest foster parents in the most beautiful, well-kept home are most likely not living up or down to that child's expectations. Being a foster parent is about managing unmet expectations.
Hey, are you done yet?
Yeah, I can be done.
Hey, Dad. Keep going.
Yeah, Dad, you're doing great.
Keep going, Dad.
Keep going, Daddy!
Sure. Where was I?